Welcome, this is where nerds come to learn things. If it's your first time here, click on the subscribe button and on the bell icon to get notifications about new videos. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoy it. Well, big box from eBay. I think I know what's in here. Alright, let's get this unwrapped. So this thing here is a audio control SA-3050A. So real-time spectrum analyzer, 1/3 octave. I used to use one of these things many years ago when I was doing car audio competitions. I had a sound-off car and had one of the best cars in the country for a few years there. And it's about car audio quality, not volume, although it could go loud too. It was about having a clear, accurate sound with good reproduction of the original music. That was the target, and that's what I was working towards, and I did quite well. And this is a tool which I used to use, well, not this particular one, but exactly the same as this, which was lent to me by a shop I used to hang out at, and that store used to let me use their RTA. They used to let all their main guys use it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So this thing doesn't work apparently. I need to open it up and figure out how to change the voltage because it's currently set to 120 volt. I need to make it 240. And I've got no manual, I've got no information, I've got no service information. I'm flying completely blind. I don't even know what kind of it doesn't work is. So I need to convert the voltage first, figure that out, and go from there. Hopefully it's going to be obvious when I open it up, because it is an option on the unit. So if you look on the back, 120 volt is ticked, and 220 to 240 is an option. So it's probably just a jumper inside, links inside or something. And does have a battery pack option, but I think it feels too light. I don't think it's in here. There's a couple of spare holes here, so I think the battery pack's been taken out. And this rust on the back here tells me it's probably leaked anyway. That's probably, hopefully, it may even just be that the battery pack's leaked and corroded some stuff on the board. It might be nothing at all, but I don't think it's going to be too complicated. These are 25 years old or something in this design. Anyway, we'll pull it apart. Alright, so after much effort I managed to get them all to actually move. So let's get the things out. So I want to open this up at the same time as you see it. I haven't looked inside it yet. So I want it to be a surprise for all of us. Let's see what we get. If it's a disaster or if it's recoverable. I'm hoping I haven't wasted my money on this thing, because I've always wanted to get one of these. Obviously more when I was doing cardio. But what prompted this is the other day Dave Jones was doing something with audio on a microphone system, and I was trying to measure it with a bit of software and stuff like that. And I kind of got involved in the debate a little bit about little cardio and all that sort of stuff. How's that attached? I think I've got to take this off too. And sort of, it'd be nice to have a analyzer again, or hey, at the very least have access to an analyzer again. So I thought, right, that's it. I'm going to go and see if I can find one, and I managed to find a broken one, i.e. this one. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping I can repair it. I don't know. The problem with test gear is that you can usually get information on it. Someone will have experience with it. This is a little bit different. They're a bit rarer, and information is not going to be readily available. So I need to use my own luck to get this thing sorted out. I guess that's feet off as well. Looks like it. I bet they're a different size screw as well. Oh no, they're right. Oh great. They don't want to come out either. Nah. This is not the best bloody system. I need to get the proper Allen keys for this really. I haven't got anything in here to do this kind of work. Okay. So, what do we have? EPROM 1986. 1986, that's 32 years ago. Wow, it has been around longer than I thought. Okay. Well, it's got a whole bunch of filter networks here, which is obviously for the actual band pass of each section. It's got a whole bunch of drivers and logic here to control it all. Obviously all the LED segments there. So there's not a huge amount that can go wrong. Obviously you've got a memory battery here. It does have memories which you can store, and you can save response curves, measured responses. You can save them on there, and it'll keep them for a period of time. So questions are, how do I change the voltage on this? Hopefully it's not a transformer change, not just a winding change. To figure that out. And then what is actually wrong with it? Fuse that's down there looks intact. So jumper block down there, it's probably for the battery pack. Power switch comes down over there to that block over there, and there's a link over there. There's a link. That might be a clue to what's going on. Try and get so you can see it on camera. So here's a wire link right there, and the power switch goes down to those ones, and that's all the windings from the transformer into that one. So, and there's no signs of damage from an actual leak. There's no corrosion inside that I can see, which is good. At least not yet. There's an interesting arrangement just here with the bodge. I don't know what's going on there. But there's a link in there. Is that going to be the voltage selection, do you think? Well, there's 3 voltage options. I've got to be careful about this. I suppose I could always power it up at 120 volts using my Variac, measure the voltages and figure out where I'm getting 120 volts across things. If I measure 240 volts across a pair of connections, then I'll know that that's where I need to change a jumper setting or something. It must just be this. Must be. So that's my first challenge, is to get the thing to power up. I suppose I'll just, maybe I'll just chuck it on 120 volt and then we'll see what happens from there, shall we? That'll be what I'll do. So let's get the Variac set up before we plug the thing in. I'll start 110, just slightly lower. Keep calling it Variac. It's not actually a variable. It's not actually a Variac. Variac is a brand. It's an auto transformer. That's what I should actually call it. Alright, so that's not going to fall over anything. It's got insulated terminals at least. Right, let's plug it in. 120 volts. Well, 110 volts is close enough. It will work on that. Turn the power on. We have a dim LED here. No display. Very dim LEDs. That's interesting. I saw a flick just there. So there is some digital logic going on there. Recall and RTA. RTA is very dim. If I do recall, the lights are showing up. There's no memories. So it's doing something. She's dead, Jim. But why? Probably a voltage problem, probably a bad cap. Ah, I can see something over here, actually. Yeah, I can see something down there. So it's probably bad caps, most likely. There's some brown mark just around there. So if that's been getting hot, or one of these capacitors leaked. Could be a bit of both. I'm not sure what this arrangement here is. That's very interesting. Something's been bodged in for some reason. Maybe that's the issue, I don't know. If I can find the, if I can find any manuals or any references for this at all, that'll probably be alright. I mean, this cable here, that is just printer. So this is going to be going to a printer interface, wherever the hell that is on here somewhere. I have to look up these parts, MC14514B. That number sounds familiar. I think it's just a parallel output or something like that. I can't remember. It sounds familiar. Yeah, there's an Intel chip here, 1980 chip. Also got the EEPROM sitting there. So I don't know, there's a few things I'm going to have to investigate here about why it's not behaving. But I really want to get this on 240 volt first, so I need to kind of look at that and figure out what the story is there. So there's a link which I'm thinking is probably related to that. So the power goes through transformer straight to the board. Mains is going to there and down to there. That second wire over. Try and trace it out, might be good enough. That's neutral. Let's unplug all of this before I poke something I shouldn't by mistake. If I can trace the wiring out, maybe I'll figure it out. So once I go straight to the transformer, and the other side goes down to there. Well, that makes me think that it's probably only a 120 volt transformer. And then it's got a multi-tap output. Right, I think I'm going to have to do some probing around and try and measure voltages and stuff like that. I don't think there's any easy way of doing this though. Maybe I can kind of wedge it up somehow without dropping off. Stick a couple of screws here to hold it up maybe. Yeah, finding a manual for this would have been nicer. No information inside the plate, is there? No. Sometimes there's information inside the panels, but not in this case. Right, so I've had a bit of poke around in here, and I think I've already fixed it. I was just poking around, just trying to do some voltage measurement stuff in order to prepare to make some video, you know, to record it. So I could, you know, do some nice looking video showing what I'm doing. And not just poking around, you know, and I pushed on these terminals in here to try and measure these voltages on those wires when they pushed into the terminals. And then I was trying out, oh, it seems to be working properly now. So I think it was just bad connections in here. I think that's all it was. Because I was probing around and now the front panel works properly. And I can plug the microphone in it and it senses audio. So I think it's fixed now. That was a bit easy actually. I was expecting something more complicated than that. So I'm going to probe around here. I'll show you what I was doing. If I can get this propped up so you can see the video. So there you go, you should see that, shouldn't you? Now I've already done this little thing to show what the terminals are. Now there's the wiring here. The phase goes through straight to the transformer. Transformer winding goes in. Right, there's only two wires for that winding, so that transformer is only a 120 volt transformer. It can't be changed. It's not a multi-tap for the primary, which is a bit of a shame. It means I'm going to have to replace this transformer if I want to make it work on 240 volts. Anyway, that aside, that then comes out. So we've got a primary winding. I'll put it down here like this. So you've got phase and neutral. The neutral is actually switched. The phase goes straight in. The neutral has actually got a switch in it. Right. So that's what goes to the front panel switch, I believe. Because when it's turned off, the one of the switch contacts here measures as 125 volts. So if I stick, if I stick this one on the, which side do I need? That side needs to go to the primary side. So the primary side of the transformer comes to this red wire right there, right? And if I stick this probe on here, that's the neutral side, one of those terminals. There it is there, that one there, right? And that's where the unit turned off. That's what I'm getting there is 125 volts, which is my AC voltage coming in. When I turn it on, that disappears. And I get the same voltage across the switch pretty much. Alright. I don't know how good the contacts are. I think the switch is a bit dirty as well. I can actually hear some Yeah, the switch is dirty too. So depending on how well the switch is turned on, you also get a voltage drop, so the switch needs replacing. Alright, so now we've actually got equal voltage both sides, okay? Alright, so that's passing through. Now this terminal here, that black one, so it goes black, red, black, well thick black should I say, has a thin black, orange, orange, blue, blue, white, okay? So that black one there is the neutral that comes in. Right, so across there and there, nothing there. If I turn it off I should get a voltage, I think. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So that's the AC side just there, and those are the switches. I haven't figured out what that jumper pair is for yet. I don't know. It's not linked to the AC side, so I don't know what the story is with that, but well, not obviously linked to the AC side. Now these wires here, which I'm waffling a bit for, so they've got that black wire there and this white wire here. They are actually linked together, probably on the circuit board side. I think they're individual windings, but I think they're linked together on the PCB. Now if I measure from here to the orange, I'll turn it on. Getting 15 volts that side, 15 volts that side. If I go orange to orange, I get 30 volts. Okay, so that is a center tap winding, 30 volts. The blue to blue, also getting a voltage, so getting 21 volts there. And if I go to the white, I'm getting 10 volts there, 10.7, both of them. Okay, so the white is center tap. Also the white and the black are linked together, so I can use either one to make those measurements. So I think they're linked together on this board. So yeah, I think it was just bad connections in here. I think that's what it was. So let's flip this thing back around and set it back up again. So here we go, here's the unit. As you can see, it is working. Right, you can see the display is all lighting up and it can see my voice, and that's working. Now, however, if I fiddle around with the wires in the back here, it's on the windings for the 10 volt rail. The 10 volt windings for that transformer. When I fiddle around with that, it comes and goes. If I push in here, it may, there you go, see it's faulted now. See that? That's faulted. Push again, there we go, it's back again. And it's only on that connection, I think. Pushing the connection over, next one next to it. No, that's fine. Playing over that one, doesn't play up. Next one over, that's fine. Push the first one again. Yep, there we go, it's died again. So it looks like all that's wrong is a bad wire connection on that plug back there, where the wires are just like a press fit, they're punched down wires. So let's get punched down. So the point is lift the wire out, punch it back down again, and it'll probably be fine. As you can see, it works. So yeah, it's a real-time spectrum analyzer. So you've got various ranges. I've got set to 4 dB per LED right now. Set to 3 dB. If I set it 1 dB, it's really broad range, and you can adjust the gain and actual maximum range you see there. So is it focused on it probably on the front panel? Probably isn't, is it? There you go, it's probably slightly better. So that's how you set the actual ranges you want for the sensitivity, and then you've got a variable adjustment that goes right down to -10 and +10 for the actual gain setting, so you can fine tune just to get it on display. And the narrower, well, the more dB you set per LED, the easier it is to get on the screen. As you can see, this is a voice profile. When you're doing music, you do a pink noise, like play a pink noise track into a player, so it could be a CD or just an MP3 player, or whatever. Something on your audio player. You play a pink noise track, and that comes through your speakers, and then this is then measuring the pink noise and gives you a response based on that. And when you get really good, response, I could set this at 2 dB per LED, and I'll have it 1 LED up, flat across here, 1 LED down, 1 LED up. That's what I had in my car. It was basically flat on a 2 dB scale. Right, that took a lot of work and a lot of money. But anyway, I'm digressing. So you can see the unit does actually work. All it appears to be is a bad wire in the back there. So I'm going to pop that wire out, re-punch it down, and see if the problem goes away completely. Right, so there's the connector again, as I was showing you before. Let's see if I can get these wires out and reseat them. So I believe it's this white wire here, which is the common Feels like it's in there pretty well though. Doesn't want to come out. But so when I'm pushing on that, it's changing it. So maybe it could even be this bad connector. Bad connector here. Let's try and pop the whole connector out. I have a different device to pick that out. Hold on. Oh, that's not supposed to spring off. Oh, it's going to. Oh dear. Okay, I guess it's a bit brittle then. Alright, I guess I might be leaving off those. Come on. So I need to get the thing moving. There we go. Now I should be able to pull it out, hopefully. There we go. Those aren't too critical anyway. Not really doing much. So it's just a punch down connector. Now I've just got to get that wire out of there so I can redo it. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's even corrosion on the pins. It could be that. You can see it's actually quite dark in this. It looks like it probably has been arcing. Yeah. See, it's quite dark. It's brown. So it's probably been arcing on that connection right there. So I think, yeah, I'm on the right track. I think that it's just been a bad connection right there. Here we go. Here's the wire out. Yeah, it's looking a bit dirty. So I'll have to punch out and back in. I might do that with all of them. Just reseat all of the wires. If one goes, then they could all go, couldn't they? What I'll probably do is cut it off and then shove it back in again as it is. I mean, there's a bit of slack on there. Let's get my cutters out. I don't know if I've got a punch down which will fit in there properly actually. And my camera's right in the way. We need to get into the drawer. I'll be right back. So the punch down tools that I've got are, well, this is like a telecom one for phone lines, and this is for, well, phone lines too probably, but it's not actually suitable. These won't. I might be able to use that, but it's not the right widths and stuff like that. It's not the right dimensions to fit in there here, so I might have to use a screwdriver and hope for the best. You can't see a thing, can you? Yeah. Give me a second to get my hand out of the way. It really isn't going to work. Okay, so let's do it like this. The base is falling apart. I had to stick it like on a bench surface like this or something. Here we go. This might just get it. No, it's not good enough either. Oh, it's just a disaster. It's a disaster, I tell you. And hopefully I'll push the wire down both sides and in the centre. Here we go. It feels like it's gone down nicely. So it's not the best job, but you know, it'll probably be acceptable. It's in there deeper than the original one was. Can't be too bad. So I'll pull the other ones out and do the same with them too, but they're a bit of a mess. I'm not going to record all that and bore you with that. Okay, so I've reseated all the wires and that's all working. Now I still need to replace the switch because it is a little bit dodgy. Alright, so this is what it's supposed to do when you turn it on. Alright, so all good. SPL just shows the scale up the side there. It gives you an idea of how far in range you are. It's like an average thing or two. So now we're playing up. It's all good. Next one over. Yeah, so it's nothing. It's all fine now. I've already gone through and poked all it. It's all fine now. I've reseated all those. It's alright. It works fine. So I spent $200, and for the sake of a dodgy wire, I've got a $500 or $600 real-time analyzer. Excellent. I also emailed Audio Control and asked them if they can send me the diagrams and information for this unit. I found a user manual. I've got that. I've got a copy of the user manual on a digital copy. Well, it's a scanned copy. And so I emailed them and said, look, you know, can you send me some service information on it? And we'll see if any of it turns up. I don't know how good this microphone is. I won't know to actually do some tests on it. But it's the proper microphone. It's the one that comes with it. So it is the right way. I recognise this microphone as being exactly the right mic for this unit. So the next thing I want to do is replace this switch here. I do have one which is exactly the same. I've got a whole bunch of switches, a big bulk lot of them. And I think it will fit. I think it's really close. and it's a nice positive switch, and it is rated for high voltage, so that can handle it. So I'm going to take these wires off the back of this switch, pop the switch out. I've already got the thing half out already, but to make sure I can actually get it out, and I'll put a new switch in, because this one just doesn't feel right, doesn't feel the best. I've already given this board a bit of a clean. It's been quite stubborn to get that cleaned off actually. Trying a few different things and it's not really coming off very well. There's a lip through the hole as well, which is fine. Okay, so the wire's off. Get the switch out. Now this one, I've got to put in. It looks like it's the same dimensions, so that should be absolutely fine. Cool. Just solder those back on. And it's got this piece of heat shrink over there, which isn't really going to be suitable for that situation. I can go with one of them. I might just replace it with some new stuff. It's always a good idea to make sure the wires are twisted because it helps to keep the noise down. Well, although this is a single phase, it probably doesn't actually matter on this one. It wouldn't really change anything. I do wonder about that being so close to the top casing. It should be okay because it's just on top, but let's just get some solder on here, get it ready, so I can get the thing to stick easily. So the same thing the other side. This is actually not very easy to solder that wire. It's not cooperating particularly well. Probably needs a bit of flux on actually, just to help it. The wire's okay there, sorry. I think I was being too fussy the first time around. Yeah, it needs a bit of flux on there. I'm happy with the quality of that. Yeah, that's better. The other one's on here icy well now. Yes, I can stay there. I can't be bothered. Alright, it's on. I'm probably being overly fussy. It wasn't that bad. It's fairly good. Alright, so it's heat shrink these on. Make sure the switch still works okay after all that heat being put into it. And power it back up. I do want to change this transformer though, because it's a 120 volt transformer right now, and being 240 volt region, I need to fix that in case I accidentally forget or something like that, you know. Right, yeah, that's on. Absolutely fine. Yep, no problems there at all.